If you want people to take your craft seriously, your dream seriously, you cannot have hobby habits and expect professional privileges. It does not work like that. Nobody is going to take your dreams, your work, your craft seriously if you keep treating it like a hobby. Because we can tell. When I was 13, I let my best friend perm my hair. Because she said, I did this before, I tried this. And just on the merit of her trying, I let her give me a perm. Y'all, she burnt my edges out damn near. And it's the reality of like, just because somebody tried something before, doesn't mean you should treat them like they trained for it. Like they've been trained in the field. And so goes us with our creative practices. We want the perks of a professional, but maybe we have not put in the work to receive such treatment. Hobbies, for most people, for most of us who have hobbies, most of my hobbies, only thing I require them to do is provide excitement, right? Professionals provide expertise, right? A creative hobby is supposed to feel good, right? Because it really protects you from, being accountable to expectations or results. But if you want, like deep down in your heart, if you want to pivot from this passion and pivot into a profession, then your creative practice has to grow up. A hobby lets you wait until you feel ready. A practice, a profession requires you to show up before you do. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. How do I move from hobby habits into really a professional practice? And what I notice is that inspiration is inconsistent. But the responsibility that comes with being a professional is not. Cannot show up to work talking about, I don't feel inspired today. It doesn't work like that. And so the moment that you want to pivot, you have to take that into consideration. The real difference is this. A hobby asks, do I feel like doing this today? I don't know. A professional practice asks, what is required, right? That's the shift. When you stop making when it's just convenient, or when you feel it, and you start making because it's time. The moments where you working hard and the inspiration ain't there, you feel like, man, I lost all the passion. It's like, no, what you met is discipline. Maybe for the first time. That's when the novelty wears off, that you really get to build a different relationship with your creative practice. This is the uncomfortable middle, right? This is the part that isn't really talked about enough. It's when your practice grows up, the work really does get quieter. Like, it's more repetitive. It's not as shiny. Sometimes it's more technical. It's not as fluid because you're doing the same things over and over and over again. And your ego hates that because it's not a look at me moment. It is tedious, and repetition never feels special. I feel like repetition is really where skills live. Professional creatives don't always chase the feeling of being creative. Even though we are creative in and of ourselves, right? I think we build conditions where creativity can show up consistently, where we are not attached to the emotions of it all, right? I know as a creative, sometimes we feel like we are so blocked. Listen, you are not blocked. You are just hiding behind what most of us, what I used to call preparation, right? I'm just not ready. I need more research. I'm waiting for a better time. As soon as the conditions are right, I will fill in the blank. Those are the things that mask themselves as preparation, but it's really procrastination, right? Preparation becomes this hiding space because once you start showing up consistently, you can't pretend anymore. The work will tell the truth on you. The work always tells the truth. You find out where you actually are in skill, in mind, in habit, in discipline. And it's uncomfortable, but it's honest, right? The biggest shift that changed for me was when my work didn't need more inspiration. It needed reliability, same time, same effort, same commitment. Even on the days, I guess, where it felt average, unimpressive, especially on those days. This piece behind me, I've been working on it so long because I'm not impressed by it. But even professionals, right? You're gonna do your best, but you may not always produce your best work. It's not about that. It's about how you behave when it's not your best day, right? When your day is raggedy, that's when practice is actually formed. You know, if you want to move from a hobby into practice, here are some things that I've learned. Like, you got to stop negotiating with the work. This shit is not easy. Decide you're going to show up and then show up. Finish more than you start. Let things be imperfect. Let people see you learning. Do it ugly and understand this. You don't become a professional when people start paying you. You become a professional when your behavior becomes consistent enough that people can trust you, including yourself. Do you even take yourself seriously? If you are not confident, why would anybody else be confident? Why would we even give you a check? And it's not about the check, but what I'm saying is that, like, the posture that you take towards your work is evident. I can always tell when I feel more confident because I speak with clarity and I'm a very matter-of-fact person. But when I don't have a lot of confidence in a particular field, everything is kind of like, it's my little project, my little this. I'm shrinking in language. The language shrinks. My relationship with it. It's like when two people are together, it's like, oh, is that your girl? It's like, oh, we kind of just like, no. Either you are in a relationship with this work and you can speak confidently about it, or y'all just got a situationship going on and you can tell. There's no commitment there, right? There's no effort. At the end of the day, you know, a hobby exists, you know, it's protecting your comfort. Your ego is not burnt up over your little hobby, but a practice will build a life, you know? And at some point, if you want your work to carry you, you have to become someone that your work can rely on. This is one of the main reasons why I put the M experiment into place, is because if you want to move from enjoyment to continual exercise into expertise, then your practice has to grow up and you have to implement a system and an infrastructure that allows you to consider longevity, that allows you to grow in a community of peers, that exposes you to accountability and critique for the sake of expanding, right? And you got to be honest. Do you want to be who you say you want to be, right? Or do you just want the aesthetics? You've been trying to figure out how to actually do that. The M experiment is a great way to start. Daily moving, weekly making, quarterly mastery, monthly meaning, and yearly monetization. It is a system that allows creativity and responsibility to coexist. I've been trying it on myself for the last 30 days, and it has changed the way I see myself and my work, how I feel about my life, because I am building a creative life with wonderful habits, but also new pathways towards being the professional that I want to be. So anyways, free guide in the description below.